right, man. I seen Coach Melon. Shout out to him. True Media Today Boxing. I'm sorry, I always butcher people's name, but y'all know Coach Malachi channel. Hopefully, man. And he says that he having Dougie Fisher on explain why Devin Haney isn't on a pound for pound list. So I'm about to spit some game real quick. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Get all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. So they got Tank on there, it's 10. They got Jamil Charlo 9. I think Josh Taylor 8. Beaver on there, like maybe 7 or 6. I'm going off recollection right here. Lomachenko on there, maybe he has 7. Eero Spence like 3 or 4. Canelo like 4 or 3. Eero Spence, Terrence, Inoue, Usyk. And I'll say this, man, and obviously that, Devin Haney said F the ring belt, and Terrence Crawford said, well, he lying, it's the most important belt. It used to be the most important belt. The ring belt has no prestige anymore. We got to call a spade a spade. It has no prestige. They can say, well, it's the most important belt, or, it's the true belt. It's bullshit. It's owned by a promotional company. It's a conflict of interest. That's like them allowing Jeff Bezos to buy the Washington Commanders, but still, have the Amazon Thursday Night Football. They couldn't allow that. That's a conflict of interest. That's like labor. If you ever worked in a plant or a place that had labor, you got the management, you got and the employees, you got labor. And when you have a dispute that management can't, between management and employees, or employee and employee, or management and management, and they can't figure it out, the mediator is usually labor. So how would it look if labor was management? Guess who they gonna favor most of the time? They gonna favor management. So that's a conflict of interest for Golden Boy to own the Ring Magazine belt and it still be procedures, because there's a biased opinion in there. However you slice the cake. These was the same writers in the same company that called Al Heyman Black Hitler. So obviously it's the same people who was telling y'all Canelo Alvarez endorsing Canelo to beat Floyd Mayweather, not because the motherfuckers believed it. It's because they're paid to push Golden Boy opinion. They're Golden Boy employees. Stevie Kim, Dougie Fisher. So it's complete. It's my list is as credible as Ring Magazine list. And don't get in here and say, well, he knows a lot of history and this, that, and no offense to Dougie Fisher. He know hella boxing. But that doesn't, and this be me before watching the interview. So I'm doing this before the interview. I don't even know if I give a chance to watch it, right? And I've heard him speak before. But his judgment is clouded because you're a fucking Golden Boy employee. Let's call a spade a spade. That's what it is. So for a kid to have all the belts and not be undisputed, and I'm gonna talk about Tank too. Tank beat Ryan Garcia, and quote unquote that's his toughest opponent. And Ryan Garcia is a D-level fighter, and I get him on the list. I understand popularity is part of it, but for me, 60%, 50 to 60% of the pound for pound list is about who ass you done whooped. Because if it's about popularity in the U.S. and in the major places of boxing, in Inoue, if popularity count for 50%, 60%, Inoue shouldn't even be on the fucking list. He ain't nobody over here. And there's no disrespect. Oh, people in Japan, we don't give a fuck about what people in Japan say in boxing about in America. And don't miss me with that bullshit. Nobody cares. And two, nobody care about the smaller weight class. In the free world, more people care about this blade of grass I could pick right out this thing and hand it more people care about this blade of grass than him. Right? And that's just calling a spade a spade. So, like I said before, what is the set criteria? It's not a set criteria. It's an opinionated list. Your list is just as credible as the Ring Magazine list. Because it ain't what you know, what you don't know, how informed you are, because they are employees of Golden Boy Promotions and they feel a certain type of way about other fighters. And it's just what it is. So they fandom and their allegiance kick in like anybody else. How's Lomachenko on the list over Devin Haney after his performance, his last 2 performances? T.O. got Richard Comey out there in a matter of 2-3 rounds. A lot of people say he lost to Jermaine Ortiz. How? Josh Taylor last couple performance, I'm a fan. He looked like dog shit no matter what his excuse was for not being diligent, not being disciplined, or whatever the hell he was saying. He looked like dog shit. And you gotta call a spade a fucking spade. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford ain't fighting how long? Canelo Alvarez lost to a virtually unknown to the pound for pound list in Dimitri Bivol. Not only did he lose, he got fucking dominated. He the only person on the list that I can think of who lost 12-0 to an old man named Floyd Mayweather. Then he lost 8-2, 9-3 to Dimitri Bivol. I don't care what the scorecards say. We know they horse shit. So how is he the pound for pound guy? And this motherfucker out here getting gentleman sweeped and getting swept by old men. They ain't even sweeping this nigga with a push broom. They just sweeping him with the end of the broom. They took the fucking stick off the broom. They just using the little motherfucking, the brush. He trash. He ain't even confetti. This nigga getting sweat. And I always say this about Canelo Alvarez. If he wasn't Mexican or a funny looking Mexican or a unique looking Mexican, motherfucker had 10 losses. Nobody lose more rounds than this motherfucker on this list not named Tank Davis. You know? So, this ain't me being a Devin Haney fanboy or nothing like that. I'm just calling a spade a spade. What's the criteria? What's the criteria? You telling me it's popularity, then you got Usyk #1, and nobody in the fucking free world in America know who Usyk is. Nobody. The top 2 fighters, Usyk and Inoue, nobody know who they are. I can go over there and ask people, you know, they know fuck it, they talking about it's a new version of Rummy Noodles or some shit. The Usyk and Inoue, what is it, chicken and mixed with shrimp flavor? When nobody know who they are. So they can miss me with that bullshit. They really can. So what is it? It's all popularity. It's they always want to put the foreign motherfuckers over the real fighters. That's the thing about it. And and imagine if these foreign fighters were white, homebred, American fighters. Where would they put them at? These motherfuckers breathe in the ring, they'd be #1. That's what it's about. These motherfuckers want to diminish the black fighter because it's like they dominate, and it's getting pedestrian. It's getting mundane. It's like we want something different. We want a good, wholesome white fighter to prop up. So now we gonna do these foreign motherfuckers who ain't shit. Not to say Inoue and Usyk ain't shit. They great fighters. You know what I'm saying? They all right. But, like I said before, and when Devin Haney said this belt ain't mean shit, you was exactly right. It don't mean shit. It used to mean something. That was the original WBA belt, if my memory holds me correct. I think that was the original WBA belt. And then the WBA did that and then the Ring. But the Ring magazine is a conflict of interest. The opinion that's backed by the Ring magazine is no different than my opinion. It's no different if your opinion. It's an opinionated. It's how they feel. It's subjective. And any pound for pound list is subjective. When the writers go and these motherfuckers who ain't never ran a mile, ain't never did a push-up, ain't never got a fist fight in the schoolyard, ain't never wrapped hands, ain't never punched a bag, and they voting on who the fighter of the year is based off what criteria? And I say the same thing about the NFL and NBA. Their opinions are opinions. That's what they are. They're an opinion. And when somebody don't interview with them or somebody brush them off or somebody got beef with them, guess what? They take their motherfucking MVP vote and they take it somewhere else or they hold it against them or they vote for somebody they do like just to stop somebody from winning or being a unanimous MVP or for stop somebody from being fighter or female fighter or male fighter of the year. So it don't hold no weight. These media guys, throughout sports, their opinion ain't shit. They go to school to learn how to write. Who the fuck read no more? None of these people read no more. They got audio books reading. Their articles are prehistoric media. When people did read them bullshit ass articles, you knew exactly that the opinion was paid for. Whether it was the conflict of interest of Golden Boy and Ring magazine, you can still read these articles. You can read the biasness in the articles. So they can get out here talking about aerosexuals and Deontay Waters and PVC sexuals and Haneyites and Al Haymanites and Flomos and Pactars and all that shit, bruh. But them writers, they started that movement. Their opinions got paid. They got comp tickets. They got comp trips for their opinion, and a lot of racism was in their writings. And now they hide their names and they go behind these fake names and hide behind all that bullshit article, don't show their face and all that. And now they may vlog in the future in boxing. So all them MVP voting and all that shit, man, these dudes ain't no more credible than anybody and everybody else, because a lot of that shit is tied to emotional attachment anyway. A lot of this shit is tied to emotional attachment anyway. And to me, it's crazy to put Tank on the list. It's crazy to put shout to Jamil Charlo for being on the list. It's crazy to put Canelo lost to a motherfucker off the list. I seen an article that said, well, Canelo got to look impressive to be pound for pound versus John Ryder. In what fucking universe can he become the #1 fighter by beating John Ryder? Go fuck up the dude who fucked you up. I don't think Better BF was on the list. And nobody is beating their opponents in a shape or form or fashion of Arthur Better BF. Like I said, the whole list is bullshit. Your list bullshit, my list bullshit. In the grand scheme of things, in the sport of boxing, it don't mean nothing. In the grand scheme of the world, nobody care about boxing, bruh. So it ain't nothing to argue, fight over, go back and forth. I don't give a fuck what Dougie Fisher think, Stevie Kim think, Kevin Alioli think, fuckboy Jake Donovan think. I don't care about what nobody think. I got my opinion, you ride your wave, you got your opinion. Cause it's all bullshit. So, check out the Box News playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and the subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live, drop video, financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.